Okay, so I'm going to rebuild the PTO clutch, the friction plate, the PTO friction plate, and the brake friction plate. First thing you want to do is take off your hood. You can see it over there. It's really easy. You unbolt the cable tie downs that restrict the movement of the hood, and then unbolt the hood right there, and then on the corresponding other side. And what I chose to do was to unplug the cables for my headlights and just let it dangle there instead of removing the whole contraption from the hood. So right now, if you see, the radiator is has your hoses, and they're connected with a rod that's welded to the frame. So it looks like you have to drain the radiator and remove the two top hoses to flip it over. So I'm going to do that and just pull the whole radiator off. You could probably cut through that and flip the whole shroud up. If you notice, I don't know if you can see this, but it appears that it's only bolted on right there and then on the other side. So I'm going to go in ahead and... Okay, so to drain the radiator, looking at the front here, there's the drain plug right here. And I have my bowl under it, trying to catch whatever's going to come out. And, pure nastiness. I'm not sure the last time this fluid was changed. And it looks like there's some type of stop leak in there. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Oh. So that's all dark. It's laying back in my garage, but air draining. Unscrewed the screw and took the pressure cap off. This antifreeze looks more than dirt. Smells bad too. Okay, so there's the front of the radiator. There's a clip on the hose right here. There's a clip on this hose right there. I'm going to go ahead and just pop them off with a pair of pliers. Okay, looks like I removed both hoses. Now I'm going to go unscrew the radiator. I don't have my shop manual in yet, but looks like there's just a screw here. You can see this. And screw here. So I'm going to unscrew those, and they bolt front and back. I'm unscrew them, see what... Okay, so hopefully you can see this. I undid the screw, and if you see, it looks like there's a grounding wire right there, but this is what I'm starting to find, is that you undo something and things just break because the plastic and the metal is just starting to break down. So it's a good idea to take pictures and record what you're doing so you can go back and look at it and remember what the heck you got to put back together. So I'm going to go ahead and do I undid the last bolt, and that's it. That's the only thing keeping it on together. One thing I do recommend is these things have a grass guard in the front of the radiator. You might want to take it off when you're rebuilding it or pulling this off. Don't leave it on so that you can grab this thing and move it around without damaging the cooling fins of the radiator. So there's the temperature buzzer. You can see here, right there in the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew that to completely remove this thing. Okay, so there's the radiator right there. It's all taken off. It looks pretty cruddy. I'm going to clean this out later, run some water through it, maybe some rust remover and scale remover. The fins look completely cruded through, so I'll blow some compressed air through them, gently of course. Here's what's left. You can see the fan. Looks like there's 3 bolts in there, and then the main shaft bolt. I'm going to try to undo those and see what I can find. There's the temperature probe right there. And again, there's that grounding wire. I'm not sure what it goes to. Okay, so here is the fan. It does come off with the 3 bolts that just screw into the pulley there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this drive belt and see if I can get this pulley off. Okay, so I removed the pulley from there. It looks like there's a belt guard right there of some sort. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that and then just slip it off the pulley. And looks like we should be good for the drive belt. Okay, the drive belt's off. I'm going to try to unscrew that and see what happens. Okay, so I undid the bolt. There's the pulley there. It actually came up pretty easy, the bolt did. This is coming on pretty easy. Here's one of the keys that I think someone was complaining it was a 7mm key. And they said basically don't lose it or you're going to be screwed. So let me try getting the rest of this off. Okay, so I removed the pulley, slid right off. There is the second key. I believe there's 2 keys here. This one went into the back there against the friction pads. Yeah, it looks like one friction pad basically exploded. So remember, don't lose your keys. So right now I'm unbolting the brake friction plate, looks like, and don't make the mistake I just did. I used the wrong size ratchet in there. It felt like it caught and it actually just slipped and now it's lodged in there. Okay, so if you want to know, the brake friction plate bolts or nuts are 12mm. Everything has been 10, 11, or 12mm so far, so that's good.